Alright, hey folks, just wanted to go over a little thing I came up with for loading 35mm film into a 126 cartridge. So as you can see here, I have this Kodak Instamatic 134 I got at a Goodwill for like $2. So I wanted to get some film for it, and what I found was the film for this specific camera is called a 126 cartridge. Comes in a cartridge like this. It's like the old 110 box cameras, only it's like 35mm film. You can see that's where the film window is. And it has this paper, which I have wound in here, that goes along this window, just like the 110, to show you what frame you're on. So what I found is with the 134, there's this lever on the inside that has to get tripped by holes in the paper. But when you have the 35mm loaded, it gets confused with all the little sprocket holes, and it tends to jam that lever, which stops the film from advancing. It won't cock the shutter. The only way you can fix it is to open up the back of the camera and manually reset it, which of course is exposing your frames, which defeats the whole purpose. Some of the stuff I found online had people with scissors cutting off the top sprocket holes and then winding it with the paper. I tried that, and scissors in the dark is not fun. Aside from the obvious dangers of that, you don't get even cuts. It's hard to tell if you've cut the sprocket holes down far enough. It's just an all-around pain in the ass. So what I did was I had a piece of scrap wood. I think it's just particle board, something from a dresser. So I took that and I cut with just like a little skill saw. A table saw would be a lot more even and clean, but I just wanted to try it because I didn't know if it was going to work. So I cut that down to the correct height I need, so the sprocket holes, when it's in here, just stick up about that high. And then I took a disposable razor, just one of these, in the protective, but one of these razors you can get at any department store for the straight edge shaving or whatever. So I snapped it in half, and then got a section of it, see if you can focus in, and then just nice and tightly electrical taped that section of razor to this block. So what I can do is, when I'm in the dark getting ready to load my cartridge, I can take the film, slide it in here, and then I kind of guide it with my left hand, and then kind of thread it through with my right, and then this razor just shaves off the top of those sprocket holes nice and even. I know it's going to be the right height to use in my 126 cartridge. I'm not so concerned with cutting a piece of finger off blindly using scissors in the dark. Obviously this is a razor, so you want to be careful. So I had taped it kind of as close to that edge as possible. And then the tape band I did thick, so I'm very conscious of where that razor is. Obviously be careful. There's probably other better ways to do several of this thing, but I found very little information on getting Instamatic, or the 126 to work in an Instamatic 134. I know some other camera types have that same issue, where if you use the 35mm, it gets caught and jammed up, and there's nothing you can really do about that. So most people just say to get a different camera. I'm a lot more stubborn than that, so this is the method I chose. Hopefully that helps you out. Alright, happy shooting.